You are now listening to Rings Kings Boxing World Flash Report.
All right, shout out to Ring Kings Boxing, man. We up in this one, Big Q, talking about Ring Kings. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We talking boxing, man, on this episode of Ring Kings Boxing, particularly Deontay Wilder. The Bronze Bomber defeated Derek Chisora. And really, man, to be honest with you, I thought, I gave it to Derek Chisora. The last, 3 fights or so by Deontay Wilder was very underwhelming fights, showed the appearance of a washed fighter, in my opinion. But listen, that's what I seen. But something about this matchup, the brutality, the bullish nature about Derek Chisora, the warrior that he is, just brought something out of Deontay Wilder that we haven't seen from a while from him, his aggression, him just showing that destructive, power that he had in that right hand, that he hit Derek Chisora several times in a row to back him off. And Derek Chisora is a tough fighter, man. He got a rock for a chin, but he was tailor-made for the Deontay Wilder matchup, because Derek's he's going to come straight ahead every time. There's no ducking and weaving, and insofar as him, you running away from it, he's going to come to you. So ain't no need for you to go and chase him down. He'll walk you down. And that was tailor-made for Deontay Wilder's style. And Deontay Wilder kind of crunked back and went back in his past and just woke up in this fight and really just began to bludgeon and beat Derek Chisora down several times, knocking him through the ring ropes. And it was badly. And at the end of the split decision win for Deontay Wilder. It does open up an opportunity for him to see a long-awaited match with AJ. It was just fun watching the fight, to be honest with you. It was a lot more entertaining than I thought it would be. I thought Derek Chisora would ultimately defeat Deontay Wilder. I thought he would knock him down, but ultimately Wilder did a wonderful job in here, and I got to give a man credit. I picked him to lose, but he won, and you gotta speak that game and give these guys their credit when they win. Deontay defeated Chisora via split decision in a scrappy, entertaining heavyweight fight Saturday night, put himself back in the conversation for bigger fights. Wilder's now 45-4-1 with 43 knockouts, scored 2 knockdowns, but was deducted a point in Chisora's 50th and final pro fight. 2 judges scored at 115-111 and 115-113 for Deontay Wilder, while one had it 115-112 for Derek Chisora. Now, Chisora, who's 36-14 with 23 knockouts, went through the ropes twice. Much of the fight leaning on each other, Chisora came out swinging early, while Wilder tried to maintain distance with superior reach. The American constantly threatened with his powerful right hand, but Chisora kept coming and landed better shots early. Then Chisora suffocated his rival, closing the distance, working Wilder's head and body with success in the first half of the fight, but it didn't hurt Wilder. He took some shots from Derek Chisora, credit to Deontay Wilder. But Wilder landed more as the fight went on, and Chisora kind of slowed down. He scored a knockdown in round 11, but it was too little too late as Wilder controlled the last round to secure the fight. Now Chisora, and really the knockdown, I don't consider, if they talking about the knockdown, was Deontay Wilder slipping on the mat. That wasn't a knockdown. That wasn't a knockdown. You could clearly see he slipped. Chisora is 42, twice fought for a title in 12 and 2022, and has become a cult figure in British boxing. He fought at the O2 for the 11th time in his career. He traveled to the venue on London Underground, taking the subway instead of the private car. Rather than going in through the VP entrance, he walked through the main doors, past some of the fans, and was accompanied by his family while pushing his young son Zion in a stroller. In the co-main event, we've seen a couple other fighters going on, but really the truth of the matter was Chisora coming in what ultimately became his final fight, because he kind of retired at the end of the fight and said he couldn't do it no more. He told his trainer, he told his promoter that he was pretty much done. Rightfully so. And a lot of people thought this would be the last of his fight as well. So it was a shout out to Derek Chisora, man. He put on some really wonderful fights, especially of lately. This was a very entertaining fight. I enjoyed watching Deontay Wilder kind of come back to life before our very eyes after those last 3 or 4 fights where he just wasn't the same. Malik Scott actually got him to rekindle some of that warrior nature that we've loved early on about Deontay Wilder. So anyway, Deontay said some really interesting stuff at the end of the press conference, kind of congratulating and talking well about Derek Chisora. And let's hear what he had to say post-fight.
They can't speak. Some of them is on bed. Man, they're making me think about a certain fighter that now he got to be fed through a straw when he was the breadwinner of his family. And now it's the opposite side around, and this is what boxing does for you. And when it's done, nobody cares about you. So all those things went through my head, in my mind of fighting him, while being in a fight, knowing that he's dangerous. I'm thinking about this, and he's probably thinking about, I'm finna knock this motherfucker out, and retire. But I'm thinking about, no, I want him to go home to his kids so he can still enjoy them, play with them, can talk to them, and do all other things as well,
Deontay, what's your message to those that have doubted you over the past few years? Do you feel like you've reminded the world in the heavyweight division just who you are?
Like I said before, many people doubted me, many people counted me out, many people threw dirt on my name, but you can't throw dirt on someone that's chosen. I'm chosen, and each and every time I step in the ring, each and every time I train, I'm getting better and better and better, getting myself together. I am truly healed and I'm truly back. Many people have the story of me mistaken. People put narratives on me all the time, and it's always wrong. Half of the things, 98% of the things that's said about me is wrong. People still going around a narrative that my wife or whatever. I only had one wife. That's it. Nobody else has been my wife. I haven't proposed to anyone or anything, So, a lot of narratives are out about me to try to put me in a bad light. And, I don't have the time to put out every fire that's lit about me. I don't care. Many times I can go on social media and, I can make I can say many things, I can go on there and talk about this and talk about that. I don't waste my time with that because I believe silence is golden. And I'd rather, if you say something about me, okay, I'm gonna take that. I'm sitting back. I'm enjoying my children. I work and I go home to my children. That's it. I'm a working man. I'm a family man. I go home to my children. So, with the doubters, you need the doubters as well too. You need some motivation, some inspiration. And the doubters, the haters, they give you that. No matter what they say, it doesn't faze me. It doesn't bother me because I am living. We're in England, but I'm living the American dream.
Did you exchange a few words with Anthony Joshua?
It wasn't an exchange. It wasn't a few words. I adapted up with him and I said, now let's get it on. And it was simple as that.
What you want next, Deontay?
I'm ready for whoever. It's whoever. As long as these guys is in the heavyweight division, I'm here. Like I said, you can call me Mr. Clean because I want to clean up the whole division. The heavyweight division is nothing without Deontay Wilder. The character that I bring, the things that I say. What other fighter make things go viral? From the things that he say from different interviews and stuff, I don't know not one. And with that being said, you need that type of character, somebody that's real, somebody that's passionate about what he say, and unapologetic for what he say, because I feel what I say and I mean what I say. These are not emotions that I speak from. This is passion in my heart that I speak from. A lot of these guys are scared to speak about certain things, especially the unjust. They're scared, but I am not. I'm not afraid. And a lot of people do things to stay relevant, but all my accomplishments, most of my accomplishments have been set in stone within a statute, so I don't have to do much to stay relevant. Because when I die, I'll always be remembered, no matter what.
Deontay, I'm from top 20 here. It seems throughout the fight that you're quite upset with the ref when he
oh my goodness
counted him down against you, took a point off. Then that allowed Chisora to fight a bit dirty as well.
It's crazy. You're looking at, if the ref was fair, you're looking at a third round stoppage. It's so many things went on. I got hit in the back of the head like at least 10 to 12 different times. And then when I finally want to retaliate and hit back, you point fingers at me, Deontay. I'm like, man, this man keep hitting me in the back of the head. I'm getting dizzy at times, but I'm bouncing back. I'm getting dizzy, but I'm bouncing back. You know how many fighters got hit in the head and don't wake up tomorrow? That's why I might not even go to sleep tonight, because of the awareness of the awareness of getting hit in the back of the head and you not waking up tomorrow, or something happening, or something forming. I feel good externally, but internally something may be developing inside of me that I can't see right now, because a referee decided to allow something to happen that it shouldn't have happened. That was one of the things the referee asked, do we have questions? And Shelley brought it to his attention. That was one of the things we warned him to not do, is allow him to hit me in the back of the head. And then it's supposed to have been a disqualification because his team ran up in the ring. I mean, damn, I'm fighting Derek and the referee. I'm like, it's crazy, you know?
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, and Deontay Wilder is 100% right on this, fam, because that is absolutely true. The guy did run up in the ring. There was times when his corner actually pushed Derek Chisora through the ring ropes. You're not supposed to be doing that either. And this is true. Deontay Wilder does have a point. I don't know if he hit him in the back of the head a dozen times, but it was a bunch of times that he hit him with. But regardless or not, Deontay fought those conditions. And you know, when you go over there to the O2, that's Chisora's home, man. He fought there 11 times, like we just mentioned, and he's well loved. So of course, the home cooking is going to cook for Derek Chisora, and you would need a knockout win or to knock him down multiple times to do it. And Chisora started pretty good, but then he faded, and that's when Deontay brought in the power. Now, they made mention of the situation that occurred when he kind of walked past AJ right here. And shout out to AJ, man, with his loss, that he's coming back and trying to fight again. But he's fighting. Shout out to Fight Hub, man, for their footage here. I want to give them credit here because this is their footage. But you can see off top that this is one of the things here, and you can hear them talking to each other right here about what it is.
Let's do it. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, Deontay.
So there it is. He told AJ, let's do it. Let's get it on after the fight. And look at Eddie right there. Eddie got a little height on him, but Eddie was laughing it off about AJ. And I think he has there's a plan for AJ that Eddie Hearn wants to see. And I think maybe he's looking for something else here. And let's see what Eddie had to say here, because Eddie does talk to the reporter.
Main event, what did you think?
Yeah, entertaining. Yeah, I thought Wilder won 2 or 3 rounds. Like, good fight, competitive fight.
AJ, how's your head
knocking off the bus. He did that in 6 weeks. He did that in 6 weeks.
But it's interesting, man, to be honest with you, because this was a fight that was supposed to happen a long time ago between when AJ had, I think it was 3 belts and Deontay had 1 belt. They were supposed to have this big mega fight between the two. Deontay talked about him going over to England to try to make the fight, and he didn't like the split. He wanted the A side. He felt like he was the bigger fighter. And AJ was saying, listen, I got the belts. My belts, I have three belts. I think he had at the time. I have the belts. You have 1 belt. How could you be A side? And Deontay delusionally told him, hey, my 1 belt is worth your 3. Then why are you fighting for mine if you think that? So it was just a lame concept. But in the end, now with no belts, they want to fight. And Deontay, a lot of people wouldn't want to see this fight, but I think Deontay kind of piqued people's interest because of how he was able to win the fight. But AJ, I want to see what AJ looks like. Remember, AJ has had that personal tragedy when he lost his close friend and teammates. He's also been training with Alexander Usyk, has been training him, so it's a part of the game right there where he's trying to have maybe a few more, 3 to 4 more fights before it's all said and done that he wants to have here with it, as you know. And Eddie Hearn is the one that you want to talk to about setting something up like that.
Eddie, Deontay's words then. Is it on? Can you make it?
He said, let's do it. I mean, AJ just sort of stared him ice cold, but he'd fight him, no problem.
Do you see enough from him tonight that maybe not the old version?
I thought he looked better.
Right.
Listen, Chisora's not easy. You know what I mean? He's a tough man. He's not an easy guy to beat. Obviously, I wasn't impressed with Wilder, but I was more impressed than I thought. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's my sentiment as well.
Promoted him, you've worked with him for a long time. The right time now for him to sail up into the sunset?
I think so, but it's a decision for Derek Chisora, nothing to do with me.
Thanks, Eddie.
But Derek did ultimately retire. Shout out to Fight Hub for that footage. But he ultimately did retire, man. And that was one of the things that that was really interesting to watch him after a brutal fight that we seen, man, between the two was really interesting, man. But Deontay, well, like Eddie Hearn's right. It's like that's the same sentiment I felt when I finished watching the Deontay and Chisora fight. I was more impressed with the fight of how it went. But Deontay fighting Derek, fighting AJ, that's a whole nother level to it because you can see these guys don't like each other. Deontay Wilder kind of under his breath called AJ a B. If you listen very closely and put your headset on when he walked past him, sound like he called him when he said let's do it, and then he kind of walked and then he talked to the guy next to him and he kind of said he called him a B. But you can see right here that in the pre-fight footage he walks right past AJ, don't even acknowledge his AJ, and he knows AJ is there. He knows that when you walk in there, you got all these different people around. You damn sure know who's who. And Deontay walks in, and you can see he knows he's there. Look, AJ he walked right past AJ. AJ looks at him, don't say nothing, and you just walk right past him. Doesn't say anything. And Eddie Hearn knows, like, that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. And Eddie kind of looks at it and just like whatever. He got a little smirk there. Eddie knows what time it is. But I think Eddie Hearn and AJ is looking for something else, right? We know that Alexander Usyk is going to fight another fighter coming up later this year. All of the belts, except for one belt that Wardley currently has, is tied up in one fighter. So you have Alexander has, all of the belts, one belt. Fabio Wardley has, and AJ coming off a win over a YouTube fighter, and Jake Paul busted his face up, and now he's looking to get back and fight some people, to get back in the ring and perhaps capture a title. Well, if he wants to capture a title, he has to get it from Fabio Wardley. But is he ready to take on Wardley? I would say yes. He hasn't fought like a real fight, but Fabio is an interesting fighter, man. He's a big fighter, power in both fists. Can AJ deal with Fabio? Fabio's a power puncher. He hits hard. Can AJ deal with him? AJ has size. He's 6'6". Fabio, I think, is like 6'5". So these are two big physical guys. And is this the next fight? And I think Eddie Hearn did mention that, but I think there's another fight that he wants to make prior to that fight. Is it Deontay Wilder? The question is Fabio an easier fight for AJ than Deontay Wilder? If I'm Eddie Hearn, I would make the fight with Wilder before Wardley. I really would. I would make the fight. Because you got to remember, at this point, AJ is on the back end of his career. Wilder is a loose end that he needs to tie up. And that could be a really interesting fight between the two. And I heard and shout out to Showbiz. Showbiz did a breakdown, man. I seen a recent show about him where he made mention of the fact that Deontay Wilder had no chance against Anthony Joshua. That's simply not true. If Deontay is the ultimate puncher, it's always a puncher chance. It's always a puncher chance. I mean, Anthony Joshua is a better fighter than Deontay Wilder because he never truly developed the way you want him to kind of operate consistently behind the jab. He sets up the power punch all the time. He kind of over relies on his power. That's his thing. And certain aspects of his game remain undeveloped. He's getting better at certain things. But the reality is, if Anthony Joshua could work him, but if Deontay fires one of them shots at Anthony, that's it. He's always dangerous because he has that right hand. He has a puncher chance. That's the most dangerous punch in all of boxing. But as long as Deontay Wilder is there in the heavyweight division, I ain't gonna talk about all this stuff. I'm talking about you need this type of character and what's all this viral stuff, all this. I don't know about all that, but what I'm saying is he has the most dangerous punch in all of heavyweight boxing right now. He's a dangerous puncher and could change the fight at a moment's notice. He could change it. So AJ's susceptible to those power punches, and it could be a problem, man. It could be a problem. He fires off one of those shots at Anthony Joshua and catches them. It could be lights out. So he always has a puncher's chance, regardless of how you cut it up and look at it. He has a puncher chance, so, but what fight would seem to be the fight that you would take, either Wardley or Deontay Wilder? That's up for Eddie Hearn, but I would say go with the Wilder fight. I mean, Wilder just fought, so you would have to wait on it for you to be able to fight him. But I think AJ is looking. He has another fight coming up. Let me see what his next fight is, because I know he's been out since his personal stuff that's been happening. And there is a plan by Eddie Hearn to get him back in there. So, but we'll see what it is, man, going forward, and see what the timetable is, whether it's Tyson Fury or whether it's Deontay Wilder just fought. And next weekend, I believe, Tyson Fury will fight. So, those two guys will be out of there. But is it a Fabio Wardley? I don't think they want to take on, Moses Itama yet. I don't think that's what they want to do right now. But we'll see exactly what he got going on, because it's confirmed that he's coming back to the ring, but they don't know who he'll be fighting. That's the next thing is, who will be the next fight for him. We don't know who that will be, and we just have to wait for Eddie Hearn to give us the game. All right. So anyway, with that being said, man, we're gonna be able to get ready to count on that. Shout out to PBF Pro Boxing, as well, for their footage right here, as they giving you the footage of the walk past, and this is the footage where Deontay Wilder just, Deontay Wilder just walks past AJ. He just walks past him like he's not there, and and it's one of the things where you see that these guys really don't like each other. It'd be an interesting fight, but like I said, Deontay just fought. So it's not going to be a fight that you'll see right away. It's going to take a little bit for you to see these guys fight each other, because they really don't like each other. They really don't like each other. And that's a fight right there that I would like to see, two fighters that don't like each other, But in the end, we'll see what Eddie Hearn has up his sleeve for AJ, because AJ has said, he announced that he is coming back to the ring. And we'll just have to see what the next fight is. If it's Tyson Fury, hell, it might not be Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury gets knocked out by this Mike Tyson looking dude, because if he messes around, this big man gonna lay him out. I mean, this big man can hit in both power and both fists. He could take a punch. Tyson Fury would have to peck him to death and put combinations, dance around him. Does he still have legs like that to avoid that dangerous power punch? They don't it. I mean, it's going to be tough for Tyson, but Tyson has to survive. Credit for him to take this fight against this fighter, but Tyson Fury will have to at least survive and win this fight against who he's fighting to get an opportunity to line up with AJ, you think? Then again, it might not be where, if it's not for belts or anything, it could just be for money. Because I don't think Tyson Fury gets another shot at the crown. Like Deontay Wilder and Tyson, I think these fights are for money for these guys and respect. There's no belts attached to this. And if Anthony Joshua wants, because I know he wants to be a title contender, he has to take on Fabio Wardley. To get that would have to be the fight, the next fight. So, I mean, we'll see how it all shakes and moves going forward. But it's getting interesting again in the heavyweight division to have Moses Itama and Fabio Wardley, Deontay Wilder's resurgence, AJ coming back into it again, Tyson Fury fighting. So it feels good to see some of these other fighters mixing in with some of the bigger name fighters, like see what we got going on there. It's just terrific, man, to see the heavyweight division starting to spark up again, man. Really cool. But anyway, with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all on this episode of Ring King Boxing. Please do me a service by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share Ring Kings Boxing on your social media feed. I am Big Q, the host of Ring Kings Boxing, man. That's what I got for y'all tonight, man. Listen, Throw your comments in the section below. Let me know how you feel about the heavyweight division. I feel pretty good about it, fam. I think we're doing really good in the heavyweight division. Young fighters, some of these old fighters like Deontay trying to have a resurgence. I think it's really awesome, man, to see them all collectively back at it again, man. And we'll see how the year ends with some of these really interesting heavyweight fights as well. With that being said, hit the like button, sub up to the platform, and I'm going to holler at you on the next one with another report. Much love, peace, and I'm out.
Subscribe now and make Ring Kings Boxing your source for all the latest fight news.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the whodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.